course, the transfer from the Navy was 6,000 acres. This portion that's on your map is roughly 2,900 acres, and the developable acreage is about 1,250. So the adaptive reuse of the Navy facility is approximately 1,250 acres, where the total transfer was 6,000. And a good 3,000 is managed by the DEC, is preserved, and of course there's open space preservation that'll occur with the 2,900, leaving us with roughly about 1,250 for development. But on this side, we all know that the North Fork and the South Fork have become resort destinations, and the proposal for this area, which is the 756 acres on this crosshatch map, is the Riverhead Resorts project. They will be taking up this runway and reusing the material for roads and the development of the resort.
The game plan is this: to subdivide the 755 or 756 acres off of the main property within the next 2 or 3 months. It'll probably be done through basically the way we've subdivided other property, through a negative declaration. And here's the key. We need the WSR permit, and the interesting part is if we had subdivided this property, and I don't have, Dawn, is a reuse plan. It was subject to a reuse plan, a generic environmental impact statement, a supplemental impact statement, another supplemental impact statement. So if we had subdivided the property 10 years ago, right after we did the final supplemental impact statement, there never would have been an issue, because everything was done. The issue is we didn't subdivide it 10 years ago, we're subdividing it today. So the issue is the wildlife, and what we're proposing is putting a covenant on this property and the Reckler property that basically says before a shovel hits the ground, this covenant is going to be in favor of the DEC, that the comprehensive wildlife survey study will be done. We're working with the DEC on that issue, and we're receiving pretty favorable. I don't think they're 100% there yet, but we've received favorable responses. We've met with the county executive, we've met with the planning, the EPCAL task force, and this seems to be a logical path for us to take.
We've been working closely with the DEC. We've done bird studies, we've done salamander studies, we've done basically studies of the entire property. That data's been has cost in excess of $100,000. The consultants for both Reckler and resorts have worked with our consultant that we hired ourselves under licenses and collaboration with DEC. So that data is assembled because we knew we would need multiple seasons of work to get accurate information. So that's been underway, and it will continue, is continuing. I spoke to our consultant yesterday. He was paid in part.
Good. And
so we're getting there. But that environmental work has been not overlooked. It's being done and will continue to be done. You
have my commitment, and we will be taking
still an active runway to the east. Right now we have one user that is Skydive Long Island. They use it for jumping. As some of the facilities come in and potentially the Reckler build out, we're hoping to see more use of the runway by businesses. The current industrial core, 93% of the industrial space is occupied. We do have a lot of interest. We get a lot of calls for new space, and as I said, we're working with an aerospace defense firm that would like to locate out here because of the access, the lower land costs and the access to Brookhaven National Lab and Stony Brook PhD. We're going to stop off at Island Industries to show you the interior of a hangar and what's going on in this park right now. Island Industry fabricates facades for large facilities such as casinos, malls, Deer Park Mall, movie theaters.
We built the 1 million square foot base floor addition onto Foxwoods. We also built the facades for the Xanadu Entertainment Center. We've done some work for the Museum of Natural History. I'm a steel broker out of this office. My office is within this building that we're going to take a tour to right now.
My office.
Yes, we'll take a walk out. We'll take a walk out into the facility in a little while. This is in Brooklyn. This is a campus that we worked on
Here, prefabricate this facade and truck it into the site, and it's all basically complete
Is
when we
it
install
concrete
it.
actually that's pressed?
Yeah, this concrete
stamped
structure is
concrete?
done. No, this is actual brick.
It is.
Base brick, yeah.
Everything is laid out on a table. The concrete is poured here. The brick is placed. It's mortared here. It's insulated here. The windows are installed here. And the panel for the exterior of the building is then just put on the building in place once the frame has been installed.
But they must get it. Okay, so you go to suppliers and they get it from one.
All right, come on in.
Trying to find it on the aerial, tracking the whole thing was so difficult because of all the overgrowth. Not this part, obviously. Outside the...
There really is a tree in there.
Well, there's some serious trees. And you shouldn't be able
for getting that, back and we're doing the groundbreaking this week, right?
this week. What is timing for the rail was?
It should be pretty straightforward. It should be completed by 2011, hopefully in use by next year.
You said, right?
Yeah, for a punch list, and then we'll have some certification to do, that sort of thing.
Storage facility, like the dry storage facility. Build a lift station and hook it up, it would never work. So for the time being, we're going to be hooking it up, assuming the county approves it, like to a regular septic system. And then there'll be a covenant that it has to be hooked up ultimately. And there's only about 2 or 3 buildings that are not hooked up to the sewage treatment plant. Most of them were not hooked up when the Grumman owned the facility, and they're not hooked up even today because of capacity issues. When Riverhead Resorts and Reckler builds, we're not quite sure. We haven't gotten to that point, but there will be 1 sewage treatment plant, and the discharge will be north of the groundwater divide and into ground discharge. It won't be McKay Lake anymore, because that's a direct conduit right out to Taconic Bay.
So some of you had also asked where the Navy's remediating. They're also remediating a small portion of land over to the east, and the discussion of the plume generally centers around there. Formalized, and now it's actually something that people have an indoor sports arena. The old Grumman office facility is back there. You can see the newer office building. And then this is Riverhead Building Supply. So this was actually a new building. And they also have a lot over here in the future, be additional expansion.
The runway's out there, right?
Yes, this is the eastern runway.
And Reckler would be on the other side of that road.
It's actually to the north and then east.